So a lot of you guys have been asking, what happened? What happened? So I'm gonna give you a little, let's see if I can do this. Illustration, yeah, illustration of what happened. I mean, it was so simple. It wasn't rock crawling or nothing like that. I wasn't going fast. It was just one of those situations. Things happen. So here's the basic scenario I was in, okay? There was a hillside on to the right. You got the trail, and then you got, it goes downhill right here, yeah. So I'm on the edge of this trail, traveling along, trying to stay away from the edge. And I'm coming up to like an S-turn that goes left and then up and then goes right again. It's all a slight upgrade, but this is on an off-camber trail. In other words, it's kind of just a little like that. So I'm just cruising along and I'm looking out that way, looking at the trail ahead, and I'm looking out, making sure I'm staying away from the edge there. And I completely missed this boulder sticking out of the hillside. This is the hillside right here. There's like an outcropping of boulders there. Now, I didn't hit it with my bumper, I just hit it with the front tire. So, I mean, they were fairly large. I mean, from here on down, they kind of did that thing, but it just out of the blue, I hit that with my tire and the vehicle went up, and over on its side. Bam. Now, I've hit little rocks like that before, occasionally. You know, it's quite common on a trail. And typically the truck just bounces off it or it snaps the wheel out of your hand. I'm thinking, since I was locked up, and I have a limited slip, I have a Auburn Pro limited slip in the front, I've got a Detroit in the rear, and I had my foot on the accelerator. I'm thinking the impact, I might have gunned it just a little bit, you know, and that's all it needed was to crawl up that rock, because it crawled up that rock, sent me over on the side, and that was it. End of story. There was a small outcropping of rocks down here that actually kept the vehicle from rolling over anymore, but it was teetering. So now I'm trapped inside the vehicle. All right, so yeah, so I'm just moving along the trail there, and I'm kind of like looking this way and out and checking the trail coming up. And bam, I feel that jolt, and all I know is the truck's going over on its side. It was like slow motion. Had my seatbelt on, and man, it landed on its side right here, and I remember looking and seeing the glass shatter. It's like, whack, Jesus, no. I try not to panic, you know. I'm thinking I'm going to go roll over a couple more times down the cliff there. But that was it. I had to think quick. Shut the engine off. So I shut the engine off, and I'm sitting there trying to figure out what the fuck happened. You know, I'm looking out the front windshield now, and the windshield might have been cracked, but it wasn't broken. It was cracked. And I'm looking out, and everything's sideways. Everything's upside down in the truck. I'm leaning up against the door, and I'm kind of trapped by the seat belt, so I unbuckle myself, and then at that time, this is now the bottom of the truck. You know, everything's sideways. Trying to think what to do. The truck's creaking. I'm moving around, and it's kind of doing this thing, rocking a little bit, and I'm like, God damn, I don't know what's out here. Am I gonna roll over again, or is it gonna stay put? Like, I can't see nothing out this way. Yeah, I'm panicking. First thing I thought of is to see if my cell phone works and get a touch of somebody. Who am I gonna call? I mean, how am I gonna tell them where I'm at? Now, who's gonna know I'm even out here? So I got on Facebook, and on Facebook, in Southern California, there's Southern California Off-Road Recovery on Facebook. And then there's Ford Bronco Alliance, and there's a couple other Facebook groups I belong to. So I put a post on there, help, I rolled the Bronco over, and I got a response. I got a phone call. I mean, I'm surprised my cell phone even worked in the location I was at. But Derek, fellow Bronco owner, saw my post and gave me a call. He says, hey bud, I'm on my way out there. You know, give me an idea where you're at. And I told him, well, Coxley Truck Trail. I'm gonna hike back out to Coxley Truck Trail because it's starting to rain and it's starting to snow a little. I'm gonna make it back to the trail and I'll try to meet you there. So that was it. Now some other people saw my post out there and reposted it to High Desert 4x4 Recovery. That's another Facebook group you might want to look into if you're ever out there in the Mojave. High Desert 4x4 Recovery. Those guys saw my post and came on out. They were a big help. Yeah. We'll get on to that later on, but yeah, so everything was upside down in here. I had to get out. I could not stay trapped in there. I was worried that it was going to flip over on me because it was moving a little bit. So first thing I had to do is get my warm clothes and stuff, find out where's my bag. It was in the back of the truck. Somehow it ended up back here in the back seat. So I said, cool. I got me my jacket, pants, some thermal long johns, and a hat. And then, I had to figure out a way to get out. I didn't want to stand up and try to get out the passenger side because that was now up in the air. That was now up at top. I didn't want to make the truck top heavy. So I had to break the front window out, and I tried kicking it, and they don't come out like it shows in the movies, that's for sure. But lucky for me, my lug wrench, which is way in the back in that pocket on the side, on the passenger side. Yeah, luckily for me, I guess you could say that, this came from all the way in the back and ended up here in the front. Somehow, now this could come back, could have flown up and hit me in the head, but it didn't. But this is what I used to break the front window out, and it took a while because the window would crack, but it wouldn't break a hole big enough for me to get out of. But that's what happened. Well guys, this is how I got out. I got out of the truck and I changed. I put on all my warm clothes that I had pulled out of the truck. I had some long johns, these pants, jacket. I was already wearing a hoodie, so I had that, t-shirt. I had no gloves. I had this jacket, this nice fuzzy hat. This thing really works. And that was about it. I think I called, last time I talked to Derek was about 3:15. And he said he was on his way, but he's got a buddy that lives closer. Tom lives out there in Hesperia and was on his way in his Xterra. So I told him, hey, I'm hiking out to Coxley Truck Trail. I'm not going to sit here and wait because it's getting dark and it's starting to snow. So you guys meet me. I'll be somewhere out there by Oak Springs and Coxley Truck Trail. So I hiked out like this, flip-flops. I couldn't get to my boots. I couldn't open the back window from the outside. That was it. My batteries were getting low on my phone. And there was points in between here and there with no reception. So I just shut it off and started walking out. Put my hands in my pocket to keep my hands warm. I had my backpack with me and it had some water in there. Because I walked for about an hour like this. By the time I got to Coxley Truck Trail, it was about 4:15. I'm hiking down Coxley Truck Trail and man, I see some lights coming. I'm like, yes, finally. And it was Tom in his Xterra. Cool, I made it.